These Mandela effects are going to make you question your reality. I still love making Mandela effect videos so many years later, and you guys still love watching them, which brings me so much joy. You have no idea. I just think they're so much fun. You guys send me so many different Mandela effects that you find across all platforms. So without further ado, let's get into the Mandela effects. All right, the first two Mandela effects I want to talk about are actually ones that I came up with on my own. Therefore, something happened to me like in the wild, and I wrote it down because I thought it was a Mandela effect, not necessarily because I researched it or someone sent it to me. And I'm gonna need y'all to verify it with me. Okay, the first one, I always thought blueberries were toxic to dogs. This is something I've thought my whole life. This is such a insignificant freaking detail, but I swear that that was a thing. And you know what's interesting is anytime I see a TikTok of someone feeding their dog blueberries, people in the comments say, aren't those toxic to dogs? They're not. Apparently, dogs can perfectly eat blueberries just fine. What the hell is that? I could have literally sworn that they were toxic to dogs. I know it's just a stupid thing, and I just need to hear someone else say that they agree here because it's driving me a little nuts. The next one that I found in the wild is something that you guys are just gonna have to take my word for it, and you're gonna have to go listen to it for yourselves because I can't play music here. Avril Lavigne has yet another Mandela effect, and it's bothering me. Avril Lavigne, I don't know what's wrong with her that she has so many damn conspiracy theories around her. First, she's Melissa Mandela. Then next, she has the Mandela effect that she actually never had a Got Milk ad, which honestly drives me crazy every time I think about it because I know that bitch had a Got Milk ad. I'm positive of it. And now this one, I was listening to I'm With You by Avril, of course, classic song. It just sounds different. I literally had to look at my phone to see if I was listening to a cover because it didn't sound like Avril Lavigne. So if you care enough, please go listen to it and tell me if you think it sounds different because it's that's not Avril. That's Melissa. I don't know who that is. All right, the next TikTok I noticed is absolutely trending on TikTok right now, and I think it's so funny because we've definitely talked about this before, but let's reiterate it. If you were to ask yourself, when is Thanksgiving? A lot of people would answer the third Thursday in November, but it's always been the fourth Thursday in November. I feel like I remember it so vividly, it being the third Thursday. It's actually driving me a little nuts. There's no way it was the fourth Thursday. It was always the third. It was the third. I know it. My brother-in-law's birthday is literally at the end of November, and I would have remembered if Thanksgiving had ever fallen on his birthday before. What do you mean? But no, if you check everywhere, it's always been the fourth Thursday. Riddle me that. And let me know what you remember. And I don't know why there's so many Thanksgiving Mandela effects either, because stovetop stuffing, never been that. It's always been craft stovetop stuffing. What do you mean? What do you mean? No, I don't like that. I don't. All right, the next Mandela effect comes from a classic childhood snack. I remember damn well Goldfish having the rainbow goldfish. I remember 100,000% they were called rainbow goldfish. Why are they just called colors? No, there's actually that made me feel sick to my stomach. There's no fucking way. There's no way. There's no way. All right, the next two Mandela effects have to do with some classic, iconic statues. So first of all, Abraham Lincoln. I always remember Abraham Lincoln's statue. He's sat with his arms resting on a chair like this. His hands are normal. They're both the same. Tell me why one of his hands has always been resting in a fist. What the fuck do you mean? No, there's actually no way that could be true, but it is. It makes me honestly feel nauseous. What the hell is that? I need to know what you guys remember because I definitely do not remember there being a fist there. No. The second statue I want to talk about is the thinker statue. So we talked about the theory that we remember the thinker statue being like this, but it's actually always been like this. His fist has always been here. And we all remember it being here. The thing is, not only is his hand here, it's actually not a fist at all. His hand is literally like this. What the hell how have we never noticed that before? No. Honestly, the thinker statue has to stop changing or I'm gonna lose my damn marbles. I will. All right, the next two Mandela effects are anatomy related. So buckle up. If you're a doctor, you probably knew these things. So for one, this Mandela effect bothers me so much because why would we all remember this if it's not true? I vividly remember being taught as a child that blood is blue until it hits oxygen. 100,000%. That's why veins are blue. That's why I was taught that. No, blood is always red when it's in your body and out of your body. There's no hitting oxygen that makes it change color. That's not a thing. And what the fuck do you mean by that? What do you mean? Because I really disagree. And I definitely remember it being blue until it hits oxygen. Honestly, my sister's a doctor. I should ask her if she remembers learning this because that drives me crazy. Another anatomy one, we have the heart. I always remember your heart being much closer to the left side of your chest than it actually is. It is pretty much dead center. And what the hell is that? Because I always thought it's definitely to the left because, you know, Pledge of Allegiance, you put your hand on your heart, which you put it on the left side of your chest. And then also, God forbid you're having a heart attack, you feel it in the left side of your body. It's like slightly leaning towards the left, but nowhere near what I remember. I definitely remember it being fully, like, all the way on the left side of the chest, but it's pretty much just in the middle, honestly. Which I find to be kind of disturbing now, but let us know what you remember. All right, the next two Mandela effects come from The Wizard of Oz. I don't know why that movie has so many damn Mandela effects, but these ones are kind of crazy. So for one, the Tin Man. I never remember the Tin Man having a bow tie, but he does. And what do you mean by that exactly? What do you mean? I've literally never seen that in my life. There's no way that that's there. This actually made me feel a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Do you know how many times I've seen Wicked on Broadway? Like upwards of 10, maybe 11. I know what the damn Tin Man looks like. It makes me sick to my stomach. Bach always making me sick to my stomach. Spoiler alert. This one's actually nuts. So I always remember Glinda, the Good Witch, telling Dorothy, click your heels 3 times to go, and like that's how you get home. Tell me why she now says tap your heels 3 times.
Close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times.
Tap? No! It's actually 100,000% click your heels together. I know this so factually. Like, I don't even know what to do here. I don't even know. Because here's the thing is, why is there merch saying click your heels 3 times? Just click your heels 3 times. Like, it's really upsetting to me. And also click is so much like of a cuter, fun word than just saying like tap your heels together. Like, you know, it's wrong. All right, the next Mandela effect is another sickening one. And this is definitely one that we have absolutely talked about before. But I recently came across this again and I was still just so flabbergasted that I needed to bring it up again. Kurt Cobain. 100,000,000% of people remember there being a photo of Kurt Cobain with a fuzzy pink coat and white sunglasses. And this photo doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. There is this photo of him with a leopard print coat. No. But that's like the photo that it should be. But his coat was pink and fuzzy. Like, it's such a random thing. Why would so many people remember it incorrectly? And that's what freaks me out about the Mandela effect, honestly. I just feel like it's weird as hell that we all remember something so specifically wrong. And like, especially when things don't exist. Like when it's a spelling or something slightly changes, it's still weird, don't get me wrong, but it's not as dramatic versus when we literally all remember something that just doesn't exist anymore. Like the cornucopia on Fruit of the Loom. I don't know how you would explain that kind of phenomenon. Like, genuinely, I have no clue. All right, this next Mandela effect is about U-Haul. And I feel like I should personally really know this, but U-Haul logo looks wrong. There's something different about it. There is literally a plus sign in it. I have never seen that in my life. I never realized that the U and Haul are, like, connected like that. I thought for sure it was just U-Haul. Tell me it doesn't look fucking weird. Lesbians weigh in, please. I don't know. All right, this next one is such an interesting Mandela effect, but it has like kind of a little bit of proof to it. So if I asked you who was on the dime, what would you say? Would you say FDR or Dwight Eisenhower? Because I would say FDR, and that's correct, but a lot of people seem to remember it being Dwight Eisenhower. So much so that Dr. Dre has a song called Puffin' on Blunts and Drinking Tanqueray. And the lyrics literally say, as long as the sun shines, as long as Eisenhower's on the dime. That's just proof. That's literally just proof. What the fuck do you mean by that? But he's never been on the dime. It's always been FDR. I need to hear what you guys remember about this, especially if you like collect coins. Alright, the next Mandela Effect honestly has me crashing the fuck out. So there is this girl on TikTok who is openly been talking about this like Mandela effect of a missing princess who she remembers there being a princess with a pink cone like hat and blonde and long blonde hair and a pink dress. And I agree. I totally agree, and this doesn't exist. Like, a lot of people said Princess and the Pea. There is no version of Princess and the Pea that has like this cone princess hat. It basically doesn't exist, which is making me feel slightly insane because I picture it so well in my head, and I swear like I even had a Halloween costume with like a pink cone princess hat. And I need to know your guys' thoughts on this because it actually makes me feel weird when something is like missing like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Speaking of childhood ruining Mandela effects, I've been absolutely loving and enjoying and reminiscing on the Disney Channel cast, like the stars of Disney Channel singing "A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes." We all know it. It's iconic. That's So Raven cast absolutely carried as usual. And I always 100,000% remember Hilary Duff being in this music video. 100%. She's not there. She's not in it. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I know Hilary Duff was there. The next Mandela Effect comes from the musical Annie. I always remember the song Tomorrow from Annie being like, you're only a day away. Tell me why it's you're always a day away. Always? Never. Never. It's always been only. I'm positive. You're only a day away, right? All right, the next Mandela Effect comes from the James Bond movie. Don't know which one. I've never seen any James Bond movie. I cannot lie, but this Mandela Effect, a lot of you guys have said to me recently that there is this character who plays Jaws' love interest, and her name is Dolly, and everyone remembers this girl having braces, but she never did. And the thing that's interesting is I was reading about it, and I guess the character, like, reason that Jaws, like, has Dolly as a love interest is because, like, he has, like, the metal thing in his mouth, and so does she because she has braces, and they're just never there. She never had braces. It looks wrong, I will say, to see her without them, even though I've never seen the movie. I feel like we've all seen, like, memes with her before. I swear that she had braces, and it's driving me crazy, and I need to know what you remember. If you're a huge Bond fan, let us know. Alright, this next Mandela Effect really gets me, because as a child, I really loved shoes. Payless was one of my favorite places to go in the mall, because all I did was shop for shoes. I loved it. I know that the store is called Payless Shoe Store. Payless Shoe Store. Tell me why it's always been called Payless Shoe Source. No. Like, I don't know what else to say other than literally no. I feel like I would know best. Like, as a child, I was Carrie Bradshaw. Like, I knew shoes. Payless Shoe Source. Never seen that in my life. It was always store. I'm positive, actually. So, another thing I loved as a kid, and still to this day, are Mike and Ike's. I always remember Mike and Ike's being spelt Mike, letter N, Ike's, 100,000%. Tell me why we're all formal now, and it's actually Mike and Ike. Never in my life. Never in my life have I seen that, and it's always been that way. Wrong. Alright, this next Mandela Effect happened before I was born, so it's for a bit of my older audience, and I really want to hear what you guys remember, because I thought this was super interesting, because I don't know why so many people remember it the way that it's not. But basically, Michael Jordan's father was murdered, and a lot of people remember him being shot in his car on the side of the highway, and that's how he was found. Like, his car was pulled over on the side of the highway, and he was shot in it. But apparently, his body was actually found in water, like in a swamp area, And this has been confusing the hell out of a lot of people because so many people vividly remember like seeing this on the news, seeing like videos of the car pulled over. And I just think that's so bizarre because those are so different. Like those things are so opposite. I don't know how you would really mix that up, you know? So if you were alive in 1993, let us know what you remember. Okay, the next Mandela effect makes me extremely grossed out. Since the fuck when have horses had rectangular shaped pupils? And like, do I look into horses' eyes very often or ever? No, because I've always been scared of horses because of that episode of Full House where Michelle falls off the horse and loses her memory. Also, genuine question, can fat people ride horses? Like, how much weight can they carry? I've never known. But anyway, I've never seen this in my life, that they have rectangle ass pupils. I don't like it. It makes me so uncomfy. Like, that's so creepy and weird looking. Please let me know what you remember because I don't know that, especially if you're like a farm girl. Let us know. All right, the last two Mandela effects are emoji Mandela effects. One is the toucan emoji. I always remember vividly there being a toucan emoji, but it just doesn't exist, which is so bizarre to me because I can picture it so well in my head. And then the last Mandela effect is the table emoji. There's no table. There's no table emoji. There's chairs. There's no fucking table. And why is that? I don't like it. But anyway, that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let us know in the comments below what Mandela effects you have been tripping out over recently. I want to hear them, especially if they're personal Mandela effects. I love reading personal Mandela effects stories. I think they're so damn interesting. I love reading about them. But that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and subscribe for new videos every week. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.